Hey, what's up, everybody? It's late August here in South Carolina, and it's deer season. So, pretty early season here. Started on the 15th, and it's hot as hell outside, and it's been raining all week. So, I'm stuck inside, and I'm not hunting. Hunting on Sunday, but I got rained out because I was hooked onto a tree that I didn't have any cover. I weathered the first two storms, and then I saw a giant wall of rain coming at me, and I was like, that. And I looked at the radar, and I was like, I'm gonna be in that for hours. I'm not sitting through it. So, here I am. So what I want to go through today is something I'm pretty dang excited about. Is I usually use a climber, and a lot of trees that areas I want to hunt right now, I can't use a climber because they've got limbs that I just don't feel like sawing through or whatever else. So I'm going to get into the saddle hunting game. So this year I got me a saddle. I've been playing around with it, and I'm loving it. But I wanted to get some new climbing sticks to go with it. So the climber that I have is a Lone Wolf. So I'm a Lone Wolf fanboy. I've had multiple climbers, and the last climber I ever bought was a Lone Wolf, so I'm going to stick with them. So the climbing sticks I'm going to be going over are the Lone Wolf Double Steps, D'Acquisto Double Steps. And I ordered them a little while back, and they came in today, so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do an unboxing video, first impressions, get some close-ups of it, and then put these things together. And then we'll see where it goes from there. So let me go ahead and get the box over here in view. Now technically, I did open it because I knew there was going to be some tools, so I've got the tools I need over here on my right. So I put these things together. But as far as that goes, I just pulled out that instruction sheet just so I can have everything on hand to put these things together since I'm doing this live. And I'll probably do very little editing on it. I'll just stitch it all together and see how it goes. But let's go ahead and start with what you get when you order some of these. So I was able to, I got 4, and I purchased these and they hadn't shipped yet. And then if you're a onX member like I am, they had a deal run with onX Elite, so it was buy 3 get 1 free. I shot them an email with my code, and they went ahead and refunded me the price for that stick. So I got the buy 3 get 1 free discount, a couple weeks after I ordered these. So it's pretty awesome. Great customer service from Lone Wolf. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. First thing you get, your safety card. If you never climbed a tree or done anything like that, I suggest you read it because it's got some good tips in there. And you get essentially your order sheet, where it's signed off, where they verify that you got everything that you ordered. And then your assembly guide. So this is all the stuff that was on top. And I'm going to stick this over here because I'm going to be reading through this, and y'all are going to ride along with me. And then we got Lone Wolf sticker, so I'll put that on the gun safe. And now we're getting into what's in the box. Alright, so sitting right up top is cable aiders. So I ordered 17-inch cable aiders. Got 4 of them, 1 for each stick. Feel pretty solid, but this is them, so I'll go ahead and stick these over here to the side. And now we're getting to the good stuff. So there we go. There's this is what I got, the 17-inch double steps. And these things are super nice. I've seen a lot of climbing sticks, and these are by far up there with the best I've seen. So pretty excited to put these things together. So let's go ahead and get the rest of what's in the box. So here's one of the sticks, and then each packaged individually. These are your straps. Looks like it's got your cam nut or bolt, and then it's got the teeth that are going to essentially bite into the tree. So there's 4 of these, 1 for each stick. The other one. And then I'm assuming these are the bolts for the aiders. And well, that's pretty awesome. I mean, I'm a big fan of Skittles. Got a Dum Dum, which I am, Tootsie Roll, and some Skittles. So, hey, thank y'all for that. I'll eat the heck out of those Skittles. Those used to be my favorite things. If I got an El Marie that I knew had Skittles, I was pretty excited about it. Alright, let's go ahead and take everything out. I got another stick. And they've got all these things. Even though these are aluminum, they still package them so that they don't get beat up. Alright, let's go ahead and get them out of the way. Alright, so these are the the double steps, or the D'Acquisto double steps. Single piece of aluminum. Got a little bit of a curve to them. I guess that helps, you know, when you're getting up on the tree, you're not so close to the tree. But let's go ahead and do some close-ups of these before I start putting them together. So I'm going to go ahead and the camera I got over here to the right. All right, so as you can see, pretty solid, all single piece. The cuts on these look great. They're not super smooth, which is nice because I'm going to do some stuff to them later, which I wouldn't want a glossy surface on. But if you can look right here, got like a little lone wolf cut out, little logo of a wolf. Obviously this is where the button's going, right in here. And then these 4 holes is where you're going to essentially put the teeth that are going to bite into the tree. So that's first looks at them, and you know, first impressions, it's nice material. Obviously it's solid aluminum. It's got a nice little matte finish on it, fairly grippy. So if you're not going to do anything to these, they've already got some, you know, good grip, good texture on them. So they're not going to slide out of your hands when they get all wet. But let's see, I'll go ahead and stick them a little closer. I mean, they stack pretty nice, obviously, if I don't have anything on them yet. But I imagine they're going to stack just like that when I put the teeth and the buttons on there, because that's what they're designed to do. A little loud, you know, metal on metal, but I'm gonna fix that, and I'll do that in a separate video. I've got something I'm gonna do that I haven't seen anybody do yet, and I'm pretty excited about it. So that'll be a separate video, but for now I'm just going over the unboxing and first impressions. Alright. Well, now that got these things out of the box, I guess it's time to go ahead and put them together and see what it looks like once everything's put together. And I'm going to step away for a second because I did forget one thing that it mentioned have in the instructions, and that's bow wax or silicone thing. So I'm going to grab some of my bow wax real quick so that I can do this as the instructions say. Alrighty, with the power of editing, I am back. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this thing together. I'm going to go ahead and read through the instructions as they're written, and then see how easy this thing is to assemble. I'd imagine it's going to be pretty easy, just looking at the pictures. I don't even know if I need to read the instructions, but I'm going to go ahead and do it because that's part of the video. Alright, so let's go ahead and zoom in and get some close-ups of what I'm about to do. Let's go ahead and switch angles on that camera. Alright, first things first, I have all my tools over here to the right. And then what it tells us to do is let's go ahead and take some of these bolts. Don't need the strap, stick it over here. Alright, so this is optional, but I did have to stop a second ago to get this. I'm going to use this bow wax as some lube, mainly because it looks like, you know, you're going, this is a hardened steel, and it's going into some aluminum, so it's probably going to make it a little bit easier to, you know, just bite or go in a little smoother. So I'm going to go ahead and roll each one of these little bolts, put a little bit on there. Pretty similar, I guess, works like some anti-seize. Just makes things go in better. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put some on this too, just because it's got some threads on it. Alright, first things first, it says to take this here and go ahead and put it on. I want to go about 1 inch. Alright, so we'll say that's about 1 inch. Go ahead and do it for all of them. Okay, alright, so step 3. So step 2 is optional if you want to lube these things up. Step 3, it says run all 4 studs in the stick until screw ends are flush with the stick. Okay, so we'll go ahead and flip this thing over. Just go ahead and start screwing that thing in. screw it in, see if it's flush. Alrighty, that looks flush. Go ahead and do all of them. Alrighty, that one's flush. Flush, and last but not least. So far so good, it's going pretty easy. Alright, that's flush. So now I got them flush. Alright, he says note, be sure the flat end of the stud is the top and flush is the step as shown. Has pictures here. Tells you what you need to look like. Looks pretty similar to that. Alright, it says thread the top 2 studs an additional 3 full turns. You should end up with this already. So top 2 studs, an additional 3 full turns. So that's going to be, here's the button. So these are going to be the tops. So let's go ahead and do 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. That's a little more. So it's getting a little stuck. There's about half quarter turns. So it says what these are for. This is essentially so when you get stick alignment when stacking. I'm going to go ahead and give these a couple more just for good measure. Not too much, but just enough. Alrighty, so now that that's done, it says tighten the nut using the 9/16 opening wrench and 3/8 inch wrench to secure the square end of the stud. Alright, so here's my 3/8. Gonna go down here. 9/16. Gonna go there, so that's so get this on there to hold it. Snug it down. Alright, that's not going anywhere. Same thing. Flip this over. Maybe it'd look a little easier. I'm going to try this one without using that 9/16. That doesn't feel like that thing's moving. Oh yeah, that's good. So that was easy. Alright, what's next? Looks like we get to do the button. Well, so this was done in step 4. I missed it because I was tightening these, but let's go ahead and get this thing in. Alright, that's good. And it says make sure this is tightened until the bottom flange is essentially flush. So let's go ahead and snug that down. Looks flush to me. So that's it. Alright, so what I'm going to go ahead and do now is now that I've got this thing put together, I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of these things together, and then I'm going to stack them up and show you what they look like all stacked. So with the power of editing, I will be right back. Shouldn't take me too long. And I'm back with all 4 sticks assembled according to the manufacturer's instructions. So pretty simple to install, pretty easy to do. I'm probably going to take these things apart and give them a good scrubbing before I do my soundproofing to them. But let me go ahead and show you how these things stack. So super easy. The reason I want you to make these top studs stick out a little further is because when you're stacking them, there's these little holes that they line up with it on it and they stack. So that helps. If they're sticking out a little further, it's easier to get them in place. But these things stack up really nice and pretty compact. So I measured from here to here, and it was like 2 1/4 inches. So it's pretty thin. And I mean, let me see. I'll measure from the lowest to the highest point. All right, so we're at 5 1/8. So these things from the bottom stud all stacked are 5 1/8 inch tall. So that's not bad at all. That's pretty damn compact. So that essentially wraps it up for this video. I mean, really happy with these so far. First impressions are great. I can't wait to use them in a tree. I know If they're like any other the little stuff that I have, they're going to work great, and I'm going to be really happy with them, and I'll probably never buy another climbing stick unless they come out with something that I like, because, again, I like to be loyal to things that did me right the first time, and they did me right the first time when I bought that climber, so I'm really, really stoked to try these out. So they come with these straps. I'll get this out the way. Do some close-ups. So these straps are pretty simple. They look like most of your other straps that you would use to tie something down in your truck, or hang a blind. It's a simple little pressure catch. Then they bite, so they're not going to come out anywhere. But I'm probably going to use these this year, and maybe Amstel seems to be a really popular thing that people switch up to, but I'll give these a whirl for the season. They seem kind of short, but I don't really climb huge trees, so we'll see how that goes. But so these are the straps that it comes with. Got my bolts and stuff that are going to go for the cabelators, and then I'll be all set up and ready to run. But next video on these is going to be how I'm going to do soundproofing. I'll probably do that next week or something along those lines, and I'll stitch this thing together whenever I get a chance. So I could be using these things by the time I put this video together. But thank y'all for watching again. This is another little product review or gear review that I'll add to the channel. And if you feel inclined, give me a thumbs up, a like, or a subscribe, or whatever you feel like doing. A comment. If you have questions about these, let me know. There's plenty of videos on YouTube about these specific sticks, but since I got them, I figured I'd do one as well. And that's all I've got for this. I appreciate y'all for watching, and have a great night, great evening, great morning whenever you're watching this, and take care.